Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to module 2 of Python. So it's been a long time since we last read about for loops in Python. So I'm back with the module 2 of Python as promised in January. This module is very special and very important module because it will be containing the data structures and algorithms section of Python. And before that, we will be covering the basic data structures of Python that are tuples and sets and dictionary that were left in the module 1. We had covered list. So about tuples in this class. So tuples are immutable heterogeneous collection of data. Basically, immutable means the data types which cannot be muted or which cannot be changed after they are created. So reference for this is again taken from Geeks for Geeks, and you can also refer to class 4a if you don't know about mutable and unimmutable objects. You need to see the list videos before this video. So let's dive into it and see what tuples are all about. So tuples are basically immutable objects. They are also heterogeneous, similar to list. They can contain various data types, and they are represented by round brackets instead of the square brackets that we used for the list. So there are various functions in tuples as per this article by there's no author name in this. Was it so? Okay, no author name. So whoever wrote this article, okay, it's Shri Sanket Upalapati. So thanks to him for this awesome article that we are going to use as our reference today. Okay, so first is the declaration of an empty tuple. So basically a tuple like tuple 1, if you just write it like this, it is declared, simply declared. So this is known as declaration. So you are declaring an empty tuple. Okay, again the Google Colab has to connect before it can start. Yeah, done. Okay, now we will be printing the type. So to print the type of any variable, you just write type and then you write the name of variable. In my case it's tuple 1. Okay, so it's tuple, the type is tuple. Okay, now we are going to enter some data like tuple 1 is equal to 1, 2, and so on. So I have added okay, I haven't added characters yet. Yeah, I have added int, I have added character, strings, floats. Let me add some complex number also. So it takes j as iota. J is iota basically. Okay, now if you just print print tuple 1, so if you print the tuple 1, you will get the entire tuple. Okay, now the issue is that I have created this tuple. I can append this tuple, that I can add more data, but I cannot mutate it, which means that I cannot change this value. For example, if I need to replace this character 2 by some other character, say 3. Okay, let's try to do that. So if I write it like this, tuple 1 1, its value is 2. But if I try to change this tuple 1, so if you do not know what this square bracket and 1 means, so you have to go and watch the list video in which I explained the slicing operation. So this is the slicing operation basically. I am actually accessing the first element, so 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So if I write tuple 1 is equal to say 3, it will generate an error saying name tuple is not defined. Oh, I'm sorry, it's tuple 1. this is not the error I expected. Okay, this is the error expected. This says tuple object does not support item assignment, so you cannot mutate this object. Okay, so that's important. You can delete this object by the deletion operation. So there is an operation known as deletion, while this is the operation known as assignment. Assignment or insertion. Basic assignment operation. So this was declaration, this is assignment, and now deletion. So you just write del and write the name of tuple, tuple1, and run it. So it's deleted. Okay, I have to print. Sorry again. Okay, so as you see, it does not. Okay. Okay, there's some issue that I don't want you to see. I have to start from the beginning only. Let me explain you what happened now. So I wanted to create this series here, and okay, now it's okay. So I declared a tuple, then I printed its type, it's tuple. I assigned some characters to it, some data to it. So the data included int, character, strings, float, and complex data. Then I printed the tuple. This is the tuple. I iterated over the first element, or sorry, the second element, and it was, it didn't printed it. Print tuple1. So the item at 1 was 2. Item at the second place of tuple was 2, the character 2. Now I try to, you can say, mutate it. So mutation. Mutation basically is to change, or changing, or updating, which is not acceptable in the tuple. Okay, so if there is some data that you do not want to change or mutate or update in the entire program, or if there's some variable that you don't want to get changed automatically, you can add it into the tuple. Okay, and then finally I deleted the tuple. So if I delete the tuple and now access the tuple1, like I was doing earlier, it will say I haven't run this statement. Okay, now if you run this tuple1, how do you know which statement is run after which statement? You have to see this number, see like 29, then 30, then 32, and then 33, and so on. Okay, so it says tuple1 is not defined. This is because I deleted the tuple1, so I have to create another tuple. For the further examples, say tuple2. Let's take the same data only. Okay. Tuple2, done. Okay, third, tuple2 is not defined. It's capital T. Let's make this small t. Done. Okay, next operation is finding the length, finding length of this tuple, or you can say shape. So you just you can try this tuple2 dot shape. So tuple has no attribute shape, so you can try length tuple2. It returns 6. Okay, so the tuple2 has a length of 6. Okay, let's see some other operations. So we have seen this one-way creation, okay, tuple and then tuple. Okay, there is concatenation also. Just like the strings, we have concatenation here, concat function. So if you have tuple 2 like this, and then you have a tuple 1, which is like pi, pip, pi pi. Okay, so this is some tuple, and if you want to create a tuple 3, that is actually tuple 1 plus tuple 2, and then you print this tuple 3, and then you create another tuple 4 is equal to tuple 1. Okay, so tuple 2 plus tuple 1 in the inverse order, and then you print this tuple also. Okay, let's see what output we get here. Okay, so you see that in the order of addition the data gets added. So if I write tuple 1 initially, the data of tuple 1 will get here, and after concatenation this will get here. So it's simply addition function, and this is known as concatenation function. And there are some other operators, like you can have nesting of tuples. So for example, you can have a tuple 5, which is equal to actually tuple 1 comma tuple 2, and now you print this tuple, print tuple 5. Okay, so it's called nesting. I'm sorry, it's p, it's called nesting. Nesting basically means that I have created two tuples inside one tuple. Okay, so this is known as nesting, simple. And then there is repetition. So this is also a very interesting command here, repetition. Repetition means that you can repeat a single type of data multiple times. For example, if I write tuple 6 as tuple, which tuple was it? Tuple 1. Tuple 1 into 3 times. So it will return me, oh, okay, I have to print it. Print tuple 6. It will return the data multiplied by 3, okay? So the data get multiplied by 3. You can just multiply it by any number, and number should be integer, of course. Say you say 5, and then it gets multiplied 5 times. Simple. Next in the list is immutable tuples. You cannot immute it. You cannot mutate it, as I discussed. And next is the slicing in tuples. You can of course slice it. Let's see how it works. So let me get back to tuple 2. Was it tuple 2? Yep. So let me try to access some of its components. Then I will also show you. So this is actually wait. This is actually one D tuple slicing. After this, I will be showing the 2D slicing, which is probably missing in here. It's just 1D slicing. 2D slicing is actually performed on the nested tuples. If you have 3 nested tuples, again it's 2D slicing. But if you have a nested tuple that contains a nested tuple, then it's a 3D slicing, and so on. So we will be discussing 1D and 2D, and I can leave 3D tuple as a homework for you guys. You can try it at home. If you face any issue, you just leave me a comment. Okay, so tuple 2, and then you put this square bracket for your slicing operations. Let me just access some data. Okay, so you see it prints Ankur, my name. Okay, if you print it like this, tuple 2, okay, so it prints all of starting from starting, it prints up to the third element. Okay, so up to Ankur, or you can say before the 0 1 2 0 1 2, before this third element, according to the computer numbering, we start from 0 0 1 2 third. Before the third number, it print all the data. And if you want to print the data after this, so you can just write it like 4, and it prints, oh I'm sorry, it prints the data this and this. If you want to print hello, or you want to print from hello, you can print from the third element. I hope it's very clear. It's really easy to understand. This 3 is actually 3 is in computer numbering, and what I call computer numbering is basically starting from 0. So that is starting from 0. I have explained slicing in detail in my list lecture, so you have to visit class 4A and 4B as I told you earlier. So this is basic tupling, basic slicing on 1D tuple. Let me just access a 2D tuple. So tuple 5 is a 2D tuple. Tuple 5. Okay. So this is not given in the Geeks for Geeks lecture. I don't know why. Let's try to do a 2D slicing. 2D slicing on tuple 5. On 2D slicing, basic 2D slicing on tuple. Or you can say 2D tuple slicing. Okay. Now, if you want to access the first tuple from the tuple 5 part, let's see how we will be do it. So bracket, and what will this give me? This will give me the first oh sorry, to access the first I have to write 0. Again, computer numbering, please. Computer numbering. That's how I access the first tuple of the tuple, the nested tuple basically. Now if I have to access this pip or this pi, how will I access it? Let's see. I have to write it like this 1, and then say I want to access, oh sorry, 0, and then 1. Oh sorry, it's oh not 0, yeah, 0 1. So it will say type object, no tuple 5. Okay, it says pip. Now this was a basic iteration over. So if you want to access say Ankur, which is in the first tuple, so you just write it like tuple 5. First you go to this first tuple inside the nested tuple, so 1, and then you go to the 0 1 2 second element, so 2, and you will access Ankur here. I hope this is very much clear to you. Okay, moving to slicing part. So tuple 5, we want it from the main tuple, this tuple. We want some data to be sliced like we did in the last part. So we want slicing as say this. So this is the same result because we iterated over the first tuple, and then we selected the then we slice the data as per our choice. Again, you can perform the similar action here. What if we use slicing here tuple, but for that I have to add some more to the nest. So let's do that. So tuple 5 is equal to tuple 1 or tuple 7. Tuple 7 is equal to tuple 1 comma tuple 2 tuple 1 comma tuple 2 comma tuple 3 comma tuple 4. Okay, so this is a bigger but yet 2D tuple, so print tuple 7. So this is completely experimental, you need to perform and practice this up. Okay, now if I do it like this, tuple 7, so you have to perform this basic iteration yourself. That's a homework. I am going to use slicing here. Let's see what we get. Okay, I hope this is very much clear to you. This much is printed: 0, 1, 2. This much is printed. Okay, so this is very much clear to you, I guess. Okay, so now what's your homework is create a 3D tuple. How will you do that? So you see that tuple 7 and tuple 5 are both nested tuples. So if you create a tuple 8 which contains tuple 5 and tuple 7, you will get a 3D tuple because you have a nested tuple which contains nested tuples. So create a 3D tuple and perform iterations. Iterations and slicing. Okay, that's your homework. You have to do it. If you face any problem, you can just remind me later. Windows. So if you face any issue, you can just leave your queries in the comments. Okay, we have read deleting couple, finding length of couple, converting list to couple. That's important. Again, kind of variable data type changing. So takes a single parameter which may be a list, string, set, or even a dictionary. Only keys are taken as elements and convert them to a tuple. This is very important. That the tuple command, this command tuple, that changes data type to tuple data type, can take a single variable, a single parameter only, which can be a list, a string, a set, or even a dictionary. And from dictionary only keys are taken. We will be discussing this in next lecture. We are going to discuss list and strings for now. So I'm going to create a list, say a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and a string a b which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are going to convert it into tuple. So a is equal to tuple a. So you should know that you can do this action in which a was initially a tuple, initially a list as I used square brackets, and now a is going to be a tuple due to typecasting. Tuple due to typecasting. Okay, and in the next section I am going to perform ab is equal to tuple ab. Okay, let's do this and print a, print type a, print ab, print type ab. Okay, let's do this. So we get two tuples, and what's important is that each character of the string is taken as a different separate element in form of character. Okay, so now if you print type of an element of a, as I'm telling you, say for the first example, and copy this up, paste it down, and make it b. Okay, so it's int while this is string, or you can say character. Okay, so this is str or char character, the same thing, because a single element string is automatically a character while this is integer. Okay, so if you take a string and you convert it to a tuple, each character of the string is going to be a different element. That's very important to note down. What if you have a tuple and you want to convert it into a list? So let's try the inverse. B is equal to list A. Now A is a tuple, as we know. Let's try to convert it into a list. Okay, now we will be printing B, and it's a list again. So we can again typecast into a tuple into a list. But what if we try to convert BB is okay, it's BB here. So BB into back from AB. So tuple to string and print BB. Okay, so you see the difference. What happened here, that entire tuple became a string, and here actual list is performed. So conversion of list to tuple to list is possible, but conversion of string to tuple and then coming back from tuple to string is difficult, because the characters are separated and they cannot be joined again. So you have to use the function join or mapping in this case. So we will be discussing mapping in upcoming classes when we are going to discuss the strings in details. And finally, tuple loop. Of course, you can print this kind of, let's just do that again. So for example, if you want to print something 5 times, some tuple 5 times, and just enter this up, and you will get this code. It's really easy. We have already covered the for loop, and now you know tuple printing, so you can print the tuple. That's really easy. Okay, next we have 3 functions: compare, max, and minimum. So we are going to initially read it from the reference point of view, and then we are going to try some example. Okay, so for example, so we have basically 3 functions: compare, max, and minimum. So compare can compare to tuples to give some answer. So it gives out 3 values: 0 if they are same, 1 when tuple 1 or the first element is longer, and -1 if the second element is longer or the first element is shorter, as given here. Maximum gives the maximum value out of a tuple data. So out of Python and Geek, whichever is maximum will be given out, and for minimum, the minimum will be given out. Okay, so let's try to understand this code up. This is a really good code to understand this concept. Okay, again value. Note max and minimum checks based on SKY value. If there are 2 strings in tuple, then the first different character in the string are checked. So this is really important to note down. I'm going to just copy up this code only because it's probably the best code to understand the concept, and I'm going to copy this up also. It's a note. Okay, and there's a small issue that if you are using Python 3 like me, so this will change if you are using Python 3 CMP is no more available, but that's how it used to work. Okay, so we are going to leave this part CMP and just leave them. So if you are using Python 2, which is actually dead now, so there's no use of learning the CMP. You have to do it using your loop only. So what you have to do to compare anything is to use this note here. That is, you have to check for the first known equal character, or basically, for example, if there are 2 strings, so you see that G and P are not equal to each other, you check the SKY value of both P and G, and whichever is greater, and then the string, that string is greater. Okay, so for example, since p comes after g, so a sky value of p is of course greater than g, so Python is greater than geek, and the answer or the result of compare tuple 1 0, that is the result for CMP tuple 1, actually not this, not CMP, max of tuple 1, in which Python and geek are compared, is equal to Python. So first different character is always considered. Let's try this max tuple 1. Easy, Python. Okay. So similarly, if you consider minimum, it's just going to be opposite. So I'm going to print all of them, max tuple 1 and minimum of tuple 2. Let's try minimum of tuple 2. Is not spotted. Okay. The issue is that this is a character, sorry, int, and this is a string, so they are not comparable to each other. So you have to go for this one. Okay. Now, but if you just make this as string like this, now you can perform the function also. Now, okay. So as it shows you that it's not printing it. Now you should know the sky value, or you can use the ORB function here to find the sky value for different characters, as I have shown you in the previous videos. So maximum is Python, and in this case is minimum is 1, because the sky value for C is greater than the sky value for 1. Okay, CMP does not work in this case, so we cannot just directly compare them. But if we have to compare them, we have to find up a separate function. Let's see something for CMP in Python 3. A good code if we could get it. So the CMP argument. So sort or sorted function have a CMP parameter which determines the sort order. The argument for CMP is functional like all CMP style. So the first easy way, as I have told you again, is to compare each element. But there's still a problem in CMP that if you have multiple strings, then which string will be deciding that what we need to compare. So according to me, it should be like you just compare the first strings of both of them, okay, and you just access the sky value of first different characters of both of them, and just compare them. So if in case Python is greater, for the sky value for P is greater than C, so tuple 1 is greater than tuple 2, and answer should be 1. So that's how it should work. And so yeah, that's all for today. That's all. Yeah. So there are some recommended posts that you can of course read, like remove duplicate tuple from list of tuples. So these are actually left for your homework practices. It's not actually permissible and possible to cover all the details in these lectures, because there is a huge lot of syllabus that's been lagging behind. So you can just find this recommended post in all of the YouTube videos with this GitHub. That's why this Geeks for Geeks reference. That's why I leave these references. So you can find these at my repository, and you can fork up them, or you can just click on them to see the codes. They are in IPYNB file and as well as .py file. You can run it in either style you want. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for your precious time. Hope you guys are enjoying your holidays, and I hope you guys have got your Hacktoberfest stickers. So if you have got it, please do give a like to my Hacktoberfest video if it was of any use. So like and subscribe to the channel, and like this video, share this video with your friends. Comment any doubts. If you have any doubts, just comment it down. And that's all for today. Thank you very much.